Life on the moon! It's 1835 and it's great to be alive. We have scientific confirmation that there are, indeed, extraterrestrials inhabiting the lunar surface. Dr. Andrew Grant wrote in the New York Sun that his colleague, esteemed astronomer Sir John Herschel, with the aid of a new and powerful telescope, observed unicorns, two-legged beavers, and furry, winged humanoids resembling some sort of bat people. If it's in the news, it must be true. And in other news, newspaper sales for the New York Sun are up, up, up!
For nearly 200 years, maybe longer, headlines have tugged at our heartstrings, tickled our fancies, and even triggered us into an irrational rage. In times long before bait could even be clicked, clickbait had a healthy history. More at 11.
Last month, we announced the trailer. Last week, you saw the teaser. But now, it's finally here. The single greatest thing you have ever wanted.
Oh, they got me again. They got me good.
The first rickroll ever was uploaded to YouTube on May 15th, 2007. It was disguised as a trailer for Grand Theft Auto 4, and it now has over 96 million views. Talk about a real bait and switch. Now, when I say Joseph Pulitzer or William Randolph Hearst, what do you immediately think of? Why, sensationalized journalism, of course. That's right, anything to sell a paper. But what do you think of when I say John Caples? John Caples.
No idea.
Why, the greatest ads ever made.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that
right.
guy.
The man, the myth, the legend. And I'm sure our viewers at home can't get enough of his brilliant work. Who could forget this classic from 1927? They laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play, makes me want to learn the piano and impress my friends. How you can retire on $200 a month. Sounds like a good deal to me. Can your scalp pass the Ethin test? Well, how did they get away with that? Fingernail test. Fingernail test. Tell me more.
Would you like to know more?
Clickbait is nothing new. The concepts behind clickbait are very old indeed. It's about using a bit of text to trigger an emotional response that leads to an engagement, whether it's buying a physical newspaper or clicking a link. In this modern age, researchers have taken notice of clickbait and have put forth real studies. And they discovered clear patterns with clickbait: ambiguous pronouns, suspenseful language, action words, numerals, narrative reversals. Those sort of things are found in the text, and it's often accompanied by an image that is equally misleading or dubious. The intention is to achieve a level of curiosity in the user so that that user will click.
This is the VAD model: valence, arousal, dominance. Valence is how good or bad it feels. Arousal is how hyped or calm it makes you. And dominance is whether you feel in control or totally overwhelmed.
High arousal plus strong emotion equals maximum virality.
According to a massive study of over 65,000 articles, content spreads the fastest when it triggers strong, high-energy emotions like anger, awe, or urgency.
You won't believe what happens next.
Sad stuff, that gets comments. Empowering stuff, that gets shares. Emotional extremes, drive, action!
And it could even be the case that the user recognizes that it is clickbait, but still clicks on it out of sheer annoyance, because the particular claim is so extreme. Everybody's doing it, and you can too. But that doesn't mean you have to be a liar, pants on fire. You can use the techniques of clickbait without the toxicity. You can practice ethical clickbait. Now, what do I mean? Let me show you. First and foremost, you need to be honest with your audience. That's what those other fellas get wrong. How important is trust? Well, if you ask me, it's pretty darn important. Try adding some humor. Remember, you're trying to get people's attention, so you can't be boring. Be creative. There we go. That's funny. Numbers. Everybody loves numbers. How much this, in how many steps, percentage of what. It's all interesting. Happy little numbers. And you might think it's strange to use odd numbers, but I don't think so. Now, don't be scared to sprinkle in a little FOMO. It works wonders for limited offers and sales announcements. If they're mildly interested, that fear of missing out will really turn up the heat. Oh, there's a little gap here. Let's fill it in with just a bit of curiosity. Not too much. We want to direct the users, not misdirect. And remember, none of this is set in stone. You can create multiple versions of clickbait and see which one has the best performance. That goes for titles as well as thumbnails. But whatever you do, don't overdo it. Sometimes less is more. You need to be relevant to your target audience. And you need to make sure that you're creating for more than just clicks. Your content needs to deliver. The clickbait is a promise, and the value and quality of your content determines whether that promise is broken or fulfilled. Like, share, subscribe, notification bell. Thanks for watching.